In this video, I'll be showing you how to cut and sew this very simple flare dress with a belt sleeve. It's a maxi dress with a belt sleeve, and there's a belt also at the waist. So this is the front view, the full view, and this is the back view. So if you want to see how to cut and sew this, kindly watch this video to the very end, and let's get right into it.
Hello, you don't even know my name, but I am happy you came by.
So I'll be using this material for this tutorial, and I have about 3 yards here. For this style, you will need 3.5 to 4 yards for it to be on a safer side, and it also depends on the length or the measurement of the person. Now let's talk a little about the measurement I'll be using for this tutorial. The full length, the whole length of the gown is 55 inches, but I use 50 inches, but I'll be using this 55 just for this calculation. And then her waist is 40, her half length is 18 inches. So 55 minus 18 would give us like 37 inches. 55 minus 18 would be 37 inches. Okay, so this 37 now will be the flare length, that's the skirt length. Now to get the radius, I'm going to divide her waist measurement, which is 40 inches by 3.14, which is the calculation for half circle. Okay, 3.14, and that gives me 12.78 something, which I'll just approximate as 13 inches. Okay, these printing lines, I'll just approximate it as 13 inches. Now this 13 inches now will be the radius, and then to know how to the amount of fabric to fold, you're going to plus the radius plus the length of the flare, which is 37 for the length of the flare, plus 13 the radius, which is 50. Now let me show you how to fold the fabric. You take your measuring tape, and then you measure from the selvage of the fabric. This is the selvage, original mouth as some people know it. And then I'm going to measure the length. Okay, that length that we just calculated. I'm supposed to have 50 inches here, but I'm using 45 now for her length. Okay, then I added 1 inch, which is 46. So I'm going to fold it the same way you see me do it. When you get to that 45, you fold your fabric to have another 45. By the time you are done, you should have something like this. So I'm going to just pin the two fabrics down just to hold it in place, because this fabric is really slippery. After pinning it down, I'm going to hold it on this tip that you see here. Then I'm going to place this selvage part on the folded part this way to give me an A shape. And this way, you've folded your fabric to cut out a 1080 degrees flare. By the time you're done, you should have an A shape like this. I'm going to start taking the measurement. I'm just trying to show you what it looks like on the down part. Can you see? Just A shape this way. So now I'm going to start from the tip, the very sharp point there, and start marking the 13 inches which we are using for the radius. So I'll mark the 13 inches all around. Make sure your measuring tape is on the tip of the fabric. There's a pointy part. I'm sorry my camera could not capture that, but the pointy part, make sure you measure from that point the 13 inches. And when I measure the radius round, I have 10.5, which is like 42 inches, and her waist is 40. That's like 2 inches extra, and that would be for zipper allowance. Okay, so next I'm going to now start from this radius and mark down the 32 inches, which is now the length. Remember when we were calculating, I said 37, but I minus 5 inches from her full length because I'm managing this fabric. And also, it's a maxi dress, not really a ankle length or floor length. So I'm going to mark the 32 inches here all around, following the shape I have on the radius part, and I'll cut it out. Cut out the length, and then I'll cut out the radius. And after cutting, I will remove all the pins, and this is what it looks like. Can you see that? I'll keep that aside. Then we cut out the sleeves, and to cut out the sleeve, because I said I'm managing this fabric, I'll be needing a template like a sleeve pattern to cut out. Then you're also going to fold it in an A shape. Can you see? Just like this. Just fold it in an A shape. I didn't even have enough fabric. This particular fold now will be for one sleeve, so that it will give you exactly what is on the thumbnail. But it's still the same cutting process, just that if not that I'm managing the fabric, I would have used this fold now to cut out for one sleeve, then fold another one to cut for another sleeve, and that way it's really full at the hem of the sleeve. I'm going to just place the sleeve pattern on it this way, pin it down. I will measure the length. So from here I have 21 inches, which is a sleeve length. Then I'll be adding extra, you can add 3 to 4 inches for that added fullness. Okay, so by the time you add your elastic and all of that, it will look like a bell sleeve. And to make it very easy for you, you just start from the tip here, that very sharp point, and measure around the sleeve length plus your extra allowance that you added. For my case, I'm just measuring all the things that, like the whole length I have on this fabric, that gives me the 24 inches I'm going for. I'm going to just mark it all around to have a round shape. It's very easy if you start from the tip to measure round. So I'll simply cut it out, and after cutting it out, I'm going to open it on this side, on this folded part, to make it 2 sleeves, and that's it. Now for the half length, I have this fabric folded here, and the half length, you remember, is 18 inches, and I'm going to mark 18 and a half here. So I'll mark 18 and a half as the length, then I'll roll it out. I'll now come to the shoulder line and take the shoulder measurement divided by 2, which is 16 inches. I marked 8 inches. You can see that I'm really managing this fabric. Don't be like me, have enough fabric. Then I'll go down to her chest line, and I'm using 9.5. So I'll mark 9.5. You can just divide your bust circumference by 6 and add extra 1.5. Then you're going to also add 1 inch for the shoulder slope, and that would be 2.5 total that you add to your bust measurement divided by 6. Right? So I'll really mark it out, and that would be the armhole line or the shoulder line. So here I am trying to just make it visible, even though it's not working. But I'll be changing the chalk until I get it right. But I believe you can see what I have there. Then now for the shoulder slope, I will mark 1 inch, and then for the neck, I'm using 3.5 for the width. Then I'll connect from that 1 inch shoulder slope to the neck tip, which is 3.5. And then the neck depth, I'm using 6 inches. It's just a small V, and the V is not a sharp V. It's kind of curved. So I'm just going to place my curve this way to give it a V shape like this, and that's the neckline. Next, I'm going to take the bust measurement divided by 4. I'll mark it and add extra 1 inch as allowance. I'll go to the waistline and take the waist measurement divided by 4 plus 1 inch allowance, then plus 1.5 for the darts. I'll be adding that, which is not necessary because this fabric is actually stretchy. Then for her bust span, I'm using 4 inches. I'll mark the 4 inches and get the dart length of 6 inches plus the half-inch joining allowance, which is 6.5. I'll mark the 4 inches again on that point just to have a straight line. Then I'm going to roll it out. So this will be the dart line or the bust span line. Then on both sides of this bust span line or the dart line, I'm going to mark 0.75, which is the 1.5 we added as the dart allowance on this side. Then I'm going to give it a dart shape like this. And that's it for the front. I'm just going to cut it out. Just watch where and how I'm going to cut this. First, I will notch the dart so that it will be easy for me to join the dart. Notch both dart legs. You see that 1.5, I'll be 0.75 on both sides. Notch it so that it will be easy. I almost forgot to curve the armhole, so I curve the armhole, then I'll cut it out. Now I'll keep this aside now, and then we cut out for the back. And for the back, I have this fabric. It's 2 pieces here. Then I'm just going to pin it down on the top just to secure it so that it will not shift. Then I'll start taking the measurement. First, I will mark out the 18.5, which we are using for the half length. I'll mark 18.5 and roll it out. Now I'm going to mark out 1 inch on the center back here, and that would be the zipper allowance. I'll just mark 1 inch on the half length and also on the shoulder line here. Then I'm just going to connect it. I will now start from this zipper line, zipper allowance, and take the shoulder measurement divided by 2. I'll go down to the chest line Then I'll connect it like this, and this will be the armhole line. After that, I'm now going to take the shoulder slope, and for the back I'm using 1/2 inch. Remember, this is not pattern paper, so I won't be adding any other allowance anywhere, so I'm just using 1/2 inch direction on the fabric. Then for the neck width, 3.5, and then the neck depth 3 inches. For what is on the thumbnail, just come down 1.5 for the neck depth. Then I'm going to go to the chest line and take the bust measurement divided by 4 plus 1 inch allowance. On the waist measurement divided by 4 plus 1 inch. I'm not adding any that to the back. So that's it. Then I'll curve the armhole, and on the waistline here in the center back, I'm going to come up 1.5. Then I'll slant it to the waist measurement. That's the side seam line. And this is just to prevent any form of fold on the center back. I'm going to cut it out. Then after cutting it out, I'll go ahead and cut the facing for both the front and back. And this is all the pieces that I have. So I have the front piece, which I cut out a facing for, and I pressed paper stay on the facing, just like this, just one layer of paper stay. So I'll just place the facing right side on the fabric, then I'll go ahead and turn it on the neckline, and after turning, I'll turn it to the wrong side and use a hemming gun to stick it to the fabric. Then I will join the dart. Remember, we notched the dart legs, it will be easier to join. I'll do the same thing for the back to have this. So this is the back, and this is what it looks like after turning the neckline with the facing, and also ironing it down with hemming gun. And this is the front. You can see that the V is not sharp, it's just what we wanted. Then I also went ahead to fold the hem of the flare, just tying it like this. It's very simple. I folded it and then I ironed it. And this is the sleeve. I used bias to fold it, and that's also to create a casing for the elastic. So that's pretty much about the sleeve and all of that. Then lastly, I have this band or belt that will be going to the waist. I cut out a width of 6 inches, and then I pressed 2 layers of paper stay, and then I folded it and turn it and iron it. I ironed it in a way that the joining is on the center. I don't know if you understand, but iron it in a way that you conceal the joining by the time you place it on the waist. Now I'm going to join the shoulder or place the back on the front piece. Then I'll go to my sewing machine and join it the same way you join your shoulder. You use one of the facing to turn the shoulder like this. It's very simple. I'm going to stitch with my 1/2 inch allowance, and then I'll fix the sleeves and come back. So after turning the shoulder and fixing the sleeves, this is what I have. You're going to just fix your sleeve when the shoulder is still flat so that it will be easier for you. Or if you don't want to do it that way, you can do it the regular way you fix your sleeve. Now what I'm going to do is to take my elastic band. I'm using this 1/2 inch elastic, and I'm just going to measure 15 inches for the two. Long sleeve is 8 inches actually, so this 7.5 will be like joining allowance and all of that. If the hem of your sleeve is really that wide, you can just measure exactly her round sleeve measurement so that it will not be tight by the time she wears it. Then I'm going to insert it this way using my safety pin. Make sure it did not go all in, the elastic did not go all in into the casing. Then you're going to stitch it here and continue inserting it until you come out of the other place, and you also secure it with a stitch. So after that, I close the sleeve, close the side of the upper bodice, and this is what it looks like. Even though we manage the fabric, but at least you see that it looks like a bell sleeve, just that it's not really as full as it should be. So now what I'm going to do is to get the center point of this. Then I would keep it this way and also get the center point of the flare. Then I'm going to join the two together this way. It actually aligns. That means I don't have any shortage on both the upper part and the down part. So I'll go ahead and join it like that to have something like this. Then I'm going to take the band this way and then make sure that that join is the one facing the fabric. Then I'm going to just measure it this way on the waist, and you see where it stops. So basically I'm just going to stitch it down here. You can also stitch on the mid waist anyhow you want it, or you just stitch on both sides and leave it like that, but just make sure that the belt conceals the waist joining. You see this waist joining, your belt, you can decide to make it go up, but just make sure it closes the joining on the waist. You can also make sure that you make the band come down, but make sure it closes the joining on the waist. So I went ahead to stitch it, like I said, and I stitch at intervals. By the time you stretch it, it's going to look like this. Can you see that? So I'm going to take this to the sewing machine now, and then create a space for the zipper for the down part. I'm going to measure down 8 inches. You can measure more or less if you want, as long as it can pass through your hip. Then on the 8 inches, I'm going to start 1 inch and stitch it all the way to the down. Fix the zipper, and this is what it looks like. So this is the finished look, the end result of this, and it came out so well. So even though I managed these 3 yards for this, it still came out so well. The only thing is that the sleeve is not full at all. But like I said before, it's still the same cutting process. Just use the same process. But you see that how I folded it, that one will be for one sleeve. Then you use the one you cut out to cut out for the second one, and that's it. So this will be the end of our tutorial today. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and I'll see you in my next one. Be good. Bye.